Hyundai gets a lot of flack for being cheap and crappy. However, since starting Downshift 3 years ago, I've been in and out of every new Hyundai. And based on everything on the showroom floor now, that reputation is incredibly undeserved.
If you need the proof, we're about to explore the new redesigned Santa Fe, and you'll see firsthand why this isn't just competing with Hondas and Toyotas, but things higher up on the food chain like Mazdas, Volkswagens, and possibly even BMWs. So starting where I always do, the engine, and as tested, this Santa Fe has a 2.5 liter turbo 4-cylinder, making 277 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque, and honestly, this thing is quick. The biggest complaint, or one of the biggest complaints of the previous generation, was its lack of power, its lack of acceleration, and this new turbo liter engine, or not necessarily new, but new to this generation, this Santa Fe is fantastic. It's got low-end power, torque right when you need it, you have confidence when you're passing people. They did a really good job with this. Now, all that power is sent through an 8-speed wet dual clutch transmission, and for me, it's been really good. There's been other journalists that have said that the shifting is a little bit harsh and not that crisp, and I honestly experienced the opposite. I think that the shifting was really smooth, it was quick, responsive. I didn't really have any issues with it. Even when in sports mode, I felt like the shifts were smooth and crisp as well. So not only is this new turbo quicker than the previous generation, but it actually also gets better MPG. So combined, this thing gets 25. And as tested here, we have the all-wheel drive H-Track system. There is also, I believe standard is front-wheel drive, but you have the option to get the all-wheel drive. This system definitely favors the front wheels. There's definitely some torque steer sometimes when you're turning and you're on the throttle, but overall it's a good system. Last thing I want to mention is some of the safety features. Now, a lot of it comes standard with the Hyundais, which is fantastic. Some of my favorite is the blind spot cameras when you're switching lanes on the digital gauge cluster. That is fantastic. The lane keep assist works extremely well as well, and you also have the 3D parking, which I've found to be really great camera quality and super helpful. And with that, let's pass the keys to Matt and see what he has to say about it.
All right, so Paolo tells me that this thing is quick. Let's see. A little bit of turbo lag. It's good torque. All right, that's not bad. So this is the 2.5 liter turbocharged engine that he mentioned, 277 horsepower, blah, blah, blah. And it is pretty punchy. Now, the interesting thing to me, as I was doing research on this, I couldn't find and confirm nor deny whether or not this is the same 2.5 liter turbo as you get in the Genesis cars, specifically the G80, which makes 300 horsepower. Now, somebody will let me know down in the comments, but if it is, you can tune this thing up to 300 horsepower if this just isn't enough for you. But for me, it feels pretty quick. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's Hyundai Kia's corporate dual clutch transmission. It's a wet 8-speed unit, and it's pretty good. The shifts are crisp. I agree with Paul on that front. Goes to Hyundai's H-Track all-wheel drive, which means it's predominantly front-wheel drive. That's for fuel economy purposes. This isn't, you know, some pretending to be off-roader, although with Hyundai's H-Track system, you do have the ability to lock that center diff to give you equal torque split to your front and rear axle. That very much emulates a typical four-wheel drive system. But now, the thing is, we talk about this being front-wheel drive for fuel economy. It gets 25 mpg combined, which isn't stellar, but it's not bad. There's just that little bit of lag down low. Gets up and goes, shift, shift. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty quick. We talk about the ultimate, you know, kind of experience behind the wheel. What does it ultimately boil down to? And to be honest, it does blend the lines between the sporty aspect and the comfortable aspect really, really well. The cabin is really well refined. You have these luxurious materials. That's not a lot of sound coming in here, but you do get a nice bit of engine noise that comes in. The turbo comes on and gives you a lot of torque, and the suspension is fine. I mean, it's, again, not something super sporty or stiff, but that's not what you want here anyway. It's very comfortable, it's very livable, and it all comes together really, really well. So with that, let's step outside and talk some details with Paolo. Santa Fe, this is nice, man.
Yeah, it's a nice car.
Like, people kind of crap on Hyundai, but this is nice.
Yeah, I like what they did with this this 2021.
Yeah. So this is refreshed, yes?
Yes, refreshed. The headlights are so unique.
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly such a cool feature of this car. I don't love that they split out like the turn signal lights with, you know, the actual headlights and your daytime running lights.
Yeah, we just saw this in the Kona we were testing. It has kind of the eyebrow effect and then the projector down below.
I don't love that, but I do kind of like how these match up with one another. That is a cool feature. Interesting grille on this as well.
I think the interesting thing here, we'll go back to the LED running lights, kind of makes like a T.
Yep.
Would have kind of, I mean, I like the lights on the Tucson, but I think it would have made more sense on the Tucson for a T. I don't know. But yeah, black chrome on the grille. Very classy touch. You've got more chrome.
Yeah, chrome accents, which are decent.
Yeah.
Coming along to the side.
Handsome. Oh wait, before that.
Yeah, sorry.
Just the way that the sun is hitting this paint right now. I don't know if we're gonna get this to show up on camera, but the metallic flake in here actually looks really good.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
It does look good. No, you're good. Rims, I feel like a lot of companies are going with, or manufacturers are going with the two-tone. I don't love it. Like I
know Honda does a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I wish they were just one color, and I also think they take up like a lot of surface area. Do you know what I mean? Like
they do.
It's a lot of rim.
It almost reminds me of something you'd see from like a Black Rhino design for like an off-road wheel.
Right.
Just like a lot of plating. It looks like really masculine for how like elegant and like not frou-frou, but like the front looks. Just kind of contrasting designs, but it gives it a little bit of sense of substance, I think.
Yeah, not my personal
I like
favorite,
that this is body colored though. We saw that in the Kona N-Line as we did our comparison with the Mazda CX-30, so that's what I would expect from something like this at this price point too.
Right, yeah. More chrome features on the side. These door handles feel really, really well. Just the functionality of them also feels really refined and elegant.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well made. The paint just looks great. In I'm sorry. I just can't get over it. It looks fantastic.
No, it does look really, really good.
It's not like you're just basic white. It's got a lot of dimension to it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Rear of the car.
Yeah.
I like the taillights.
The wraparound.
But yeah, so wraparound, but this actually isn't functional. So
this centerpiece here.
Right, it's just here.
So it's just like a red plastic bit.
Yeah, so in the daytime, you're like, wow, wraparound on a Hyundai, like that's pretty cool. But at nighttime, it's like, oh, that's not functional.
Yeah, what? Interesting. Okay.
Nice. I like the chrome diffuser.
Sure. Yes.
The exhaust pipe is nice as well. I like that they actually have.
Yeah, and this is the 2.5, so it's not huge. Doesn't need a quad exhaust. You see these quad exhausts on things like a Sonata Sport. It's got like it's a 4-cylinder, but it's got quad. Like this makes sense. I think it's a nice cohesive design.
Yeah.
I like the curvature of the lines. It's not like overly geometric, like something you might get in like a Nissan. I think the style is pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean,
overall,
the fronts are always kind of polarizing, but they go for it with the design.
I think it's overall, I think it's a really good looking car.
Yeah.
I think it.
Should we check the inside then?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
So, first impressions of the interior is it's extremely refined and it's elegant in here. It really is. I really like the two-tone color scheme that they got here with the brown and then the black.
Yeah, I mean the thing with this, and when they pulled it up in the driveway, when Drive Shop dropped it off, like you look at this and you're like, holy crap, did they accidentally drop off a Mercedes? Like it looks so much more expensive.
No, it does.
It looks so much more expensive, and then you've got like this plush Alcantara headliner, the seats, and but yeah, like as far as like the two-toning, that always to me signifies more luxury, more opulence, and that sort of thing. So I think they did a good job. Interesting thing to me, and I'll let you get back to some of your stuff, but like they have kind of mixed generations in here. So like this steering wheel is kind of from the old generation. It looks a little bit older, a little bit cheaper, but then you've got this kind of dual cutout thing that we saw on the Tucson. Yeah, so we did our review on that, and we had that there.
The digital dash is
brand new.
Yeah, that's new. This is the center console control command center is old technology.
It looks, and on the Palisade they integrated a little bit better, but here it's like this just looks a little bit old. Like the materials and the build look expensive, and then you start to like dive a little bit deeper and you're like, okay, it's still a Hyundai. But still, for a Hyundai, I think it's pretty good.
The infotainment system though, I think is also the newer generation.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I've always liked
kind of like a little new and old mixed into one another. But yeah, you did mention it, but I really like, I don't know if it's suede or is it Alcantara?
You're right, suede.
But
suede or like a felt, but it's really soft.
That
it's
really
nice.
elevates it, I think.
Does,
And this moonroof, or this panel
yeah,
roof,
the panel goes
is
all the way back
fantastic.
behind the rear seat headrest,
Yeah,
which is
it's
really
great.
nice.
The seats are comfortable, cool diamond designed in it as well. They're this is actually Napa leather. We're in the calligraphy.
Napa leather.
We're in the calligraphy trim, and it comes with the good hide. So Napa leather in here.
Those luxurious cows that bathe in St. Ives. Real hydrated skin. But no, it is super nice, and like the fact that you have 3-level cooled seats up here is really nice at this price point and in this class.
Yep. Heated steering wheel, heated seats.
Yeah, just like a lot
drive
of amenities.
modes. The animations on the digital cluster are they're not really laggy. They're pretty quick, I'd say.
You love your animations, don't you?
I do love my animation.
The sport one's pretty cool.
Yeah, the sport one is nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, from an infotainment perspective, like we've been in and out of a bunch of Hyundais now, and like their system is not like the best or most advanced in the world, but it always works. Yeah. It always works well. I've been in the Subaru Forester this week, and I've had issues with the Bluetooth, to say the least, but go and watch that video. That'll be coming out next week. So
yeah, Apple CarPlay,
we'll get
Android Auto.
Good stuff in here.
This is kind of an interesting feature. This is where you charge your phone.
Deep wireless charger. Yeah, and it's when you like stand up rather than like lay down.
I don't know how I feel about that because
I feel like it would just fall off.
Well, no, it stays in there, but it's like it's such a pain to get in and out.
That is annoying.
It's just not convenient. I wish that you could just put it on a tray. I think that's a better design. It's easier to grab.
Yeah, I would agree.
Should we check out the back seats?
Let's do that. Yeah.
Hello.
Excellent bit.
One thing I forgot to mention up front, but Harman Kardon speakers.
Yes.
The speaker design, these covers it's really cool. It's kind of like a wave almost, or I don't even know how you would call this.
It's like
design.
ripples.
Yeah, ripples. Yeah.
It's kind of cool. It gives personality.
Yep. Yeah. So I think it's got 12 speakers, 630 watts. It sounds really, really good in every seat in this car. I had it on and I was just sitting in different seats. It sounds really good in here. Yeah.
No, I mean, and when we start to talk about like the actual livability in the back seat here, like we're both 6'1". This seat is pretty far back, and I can sit behind myself with like 4 or 5 inches of knee room, and the headroom is good. You only have like an inch or two until the actual roof, but then when you have this pano roof with the cover open, you have, another 2 or 3 inches of room.
Which
and
honestly,
it brings so much light in here.
Yeah, I don't know why you would not have it open. It just like, it feels bigger in here. Like
it's tinted, it's not gonna get too hot.
Yeah, I have less anxiety when this is open.
It's so much nicer. It's more relaxing. And then as far as like
I think
amenities,
you could fit 3 people comfortably back here.
I would say. I still wouldn't want to sit bitch, but like, that's fine.
Amenities, go ahead.
Yeah, so you've got dual heated seats in the back, which is pretty cool. So that's really nice to have at this price point. You got dual USBs and then a normal kind of house outlet charger here. So, if you want to play games or whatever. You still got your quilting back here, but you pointed out something as we were getting B-roll on the actual like leather itself near the stitching. I don't notice it in the front seats, but here you get like a little bit of warping.
Yeah.
Now to peel back the curtain a little bit, these press cars have a very hard life. So they come to journalists for a week at a time. We get in, we get out, we stress test it, and it goes to about 10,000-ish miles. Some of them make them a little bit more. So this is a fairly new car, but it's been stress tested probably pretty heavily, as this is a family SUV, so you probably have people in the back. Journalists are testing it, and you start to notice it.
Yeah.
You start to notice a little bit of the give. It is that richer leather feeling, so I don't think it's like, it's not breaking, but it's definitely like breaking in.
Yeah, I don't know if this was like one that shouldn't have passed a QC check or something. But.
Yeah.
Trunk has a lot of storage compartments, which is really, really cool. It's got buttons back there to just knock down these back seats so you have more room as well. A lot of room.
They don't come back up though.
They do not. You have to manually do it.
Yes, like a peasant.
Yeah. So that kind of stinks. But yeah, a lot of room, a lot of storage back there.
It's nice. It comes together really well.
Yeah, but
anything else before we get into final thoughts?
No, I think that's it. Final thoughts. Oh, who's got better sunglasses? I feel like it's me, but.
And that's the 2021 Hyundai Santa Fe. Starting around $35,000 will get you into an entry-level model, and if you don't need all the bells and whistles that we've had on our calligraphy trim, it's a pretty good starting point.
Hyundai is doing an excellent job focusing on what their audience want. Great standard safety features with elegant design and luxury features. And as tested, with the price point of around mid $40,000, we definitely think that this should be on your list of SUV considerations.